Thanks so much for tuning in to another Hodgepodge Australia video. Today we are doing Doc McStuffin Cupcakes. As you can see, I am using an ivory colour, which has come out nice flesh colour, and a pink coloured fondant. We're doing a simple Doc McStuffin band-aid on top of our cupcakes. Very effective. What we're going to do is we're going to roll out our ivory coloured fondant and we're going to cut a couple of strips to work out our band-aids. So what we're going to do is rolling it out quite thin. I then use a small fondant tool, like a really tiny pizza cutter, and I'm not one for measurements or really being precise, as I'm sure you've figured out by now. I'm a bit of a wing it type. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a couple of strips and we're going to shape them into band-aids. As you can see here, we have our two rectangles. What we're going to do is we're going to just get another tool. We're going to make a couple of lines down the section of our band-aids to section it off into 3 sections. So again, just going with the flow, freestyling it, whatever you like to call it. And then we're going to pop in 4 dots on each side so it looks like an elastoplast. If you find when you're moving your band-aids around on the board to make room, or if you just need to pick them up and lift them, you can just get a little butter knife or a little, looks like a cake tool spatula that I have, I don't actually know the technical term for it, just give it a little push back into a rectangle shape. Moving on to our hearts, you can see I've rolled out that pink fondant, and I again am just freestyling the cut of a heart. I do have heart cutters, but I don't have any small enough for these band-aids, they're all larger. So I'm just freestyling a heart, cutting it out of the fondant, and we're going to stick that down into the middle of our band-aids. I've paired these Doc McStuffin cupcakes up with some Sophia the First cupcakes. If you'd like to see the tutorial on how I've made them using her amulet as my decoration, click on the link above and it will take you to that video. So once again, I've cut out the heart. What we're going to do is we're simply going to stick it into the centre of the band-aid, like the Doc McStuffin band-aids that she uses whenever she's fixing a boo-boo on one of the toys. We're going to do that a second time, cutting out the heart and placing it into the centre of our band-aid. I have created my 4 band-aids here, and as you can see I'm using my trusty water pen like I used in the Sophia the First, and I have some sanding sugar in a nice opal colour. All I'm going to do is I'm going to wet the outsides of the hearts. I don't want to wet the whole thing, I don't want to coat the whole thing. These hearts have dried a little bit, I'll just note that first as well. So giving it a little bit of water, sprinkling some sanding sugar over the whole thing because it's only going to stick to where the water is, giving it a brush off, and you just have a lovely little outline of some sugar. Oh, it's so cute. It just adds something a little bit more special and a little bit sparkly, and when it's out in the sun, if you're having an afternoon party with the kids, it'll really shine. So doing it again, I'm just going to do it on 2 of the hearts today, going around the outsides, making sure there's a good coat of water on there, sprinkling the sugar over the top, giving it a dust off, and you just have a little bit of extra element. It just brings a little bit something extra to the fondant band-aids. Now that we've made our decorations, it's time to ice the cupcakes. So we have some white buttercream in a large piping bag, and we have on just a lovely frilly tip. I can't remember the number to be honest, but you'll see it when it comes out. And as I've done with the Sophia the First, I'm just doing a low icing on the bag. I'm not doing a piled high icing. So let's get those on the cupcakes and then we can add on our band-aids. Placing them on top in any direction you want. Anyway, you can do them straight across, you can do them on the diagonal as I have. But there you have some lovely Doc McStuffin inspired cupcakes that you can match up with Sophia the First if you want something different. And as I mentioned, you can do them plain, like we've got at the bottom, or you can add the sugar at the top, which I think adds just an extra little bit of bling. I think these are so super cute, and any little girl or boy who loves watching Disney Junior is going to love these cupcakes. Thanks so much for watching another Hodgepodge Australia tutorial. Don't forget to click on the links of our other videos to keep being inspired, and stay tuned for more.